What the hell, heck, is going on with the real estate market? Is it still good? Is it still runaway prices? Is it falling? Are the prices collapsing? Should I sell? I don't know! Hi, I'm Brian.Marino, the Real Realtor. I've been selling real estate in Suffolk County for over 32 years now. And in this video, I'm going to give you a quick summary of where the market is as we sit in the fall of 2022. But to do that and really understand it, let's do a quick, and I mean quick, history of where we've been. 2006 was the previous high of the real estate market. Things were going crazy. Everybody was getting loans for homes. Then in 2008, the market collapsed. Prices were starting to slow already, but huge unemployment took over, really collapsed the market. Really was going down till about 2011 was probably the bottom of the market. I remember that year the Obama administration had a big tax credit that was supposed to help stimulate the market. Really didn't do all that much, but that pretty much was the bottom, and things started to recover slowly. Things were increasing all the way through 2019. Early 2020, right before the pandemic, those of us in the real estate industry, we could pretty much tell that things were starting to change, and probably we were hitting the top of the market if we hadn't hit it already. Then the pandemic came. Oh my God. Just alone in the past 2.5 years now, prices jumped about 25 to 40%. Yeah, 40% is a little extreme, but in some small segments, that's probably about accurate, unfortunately. But 25, 30% is about the norm. What the heck? I said heck that time. What the heck happened? Well, what happened was there was a lot less sellers because they were all scared of having people in their homes, rightfully so, probably. And there were tons of buyers because now buyers who weren't thinking of buying all of a sudden came out because they didn't want to live in congested areas anymore. So things went crazy for the next 2.5 years up until, probably early this year when the government needed to slow down the economy after giving away so much money to everybody. So they've been artificially raising the interest rates. As of this morning, interest rates for buyers hit about an average of 7% across the country. That's numbers I haven't seen, 10, 15 years maybe. So what they're trying to do is artificially slow down the booming economy, and of course the real estate industry is getting hit the hardest. Or is it? I don't know. The pandemic's having some carryover effects, I would say. Inventory, I could say that well. Inventory is still low because there are certain people who just don't want to move. They just decided they're comfortable where they are. Maybe they still don't want people in their house. The pandemic, while it's not as big in the news anymore, it's still on people's minds because people still do get the virus, unfortunately. The reasons for people to sell has to be greater than their fear of the virus in order to move. And I still wouldn't say we've quite overcome that point yet. The market, it has slowed down because of these rising interest rates the last 6 months. Before where you'd get 10 offers on a house in a week, now maybe you're only getting 5. Or actually there are homes on the market now that have been on the market for a few weeks or maybe even a few months before they sell. Not uncommon anymore. But that's more of a normal market. That's normal. Actually, even that's above normal standards. But everybody's so used to it, to things selling overnight or having 15 offers in 2 days. The best example I can give of how the market has changed is, if you're driving on a major highway and you're going, and the speed limit's 65, you may have been pushing that a little bit, going faster than that. Now all of a sudden you change roads and the speed limit's 55 or something lower, and right now you're saying to yourself while you're driving, geez, this feels slow, but you look at your speedometer and you're still going the speed limit or maybe a little less. I won't get into the details on that. If you're breaking the law, that's up to you. But it's still going pretty fast. So that's pretty much the best way to describe the market today. There are still segments that are going quickly, but there are still segments now that are changing the way that they sell. and how fast that they sell. So there's a lot of things going on here at the same time. Right now, what's selling? The pristine condition homes, they're still selling well. The homes with something exceptional that everybody would like, maybe a perfect location in a cul-de-sac, maybe an exceptionally sized yard, maybe overlooking, on a cliff, overlooking a bluff, or the backyard was done exceptionally. Those types of homes, they're still selling because buyers are still out there and they still want them. What isn't selling? Well, I'd say homes that are, marginal. Maybe, they haven't been updated in 5, 10 years or more. If they're in the worse condition that they're in, the tougher that they are to sell. If the location's challenging, that's going to be tough as well. And just like in any other real estate market, if you're a greedy seller who wants a crazy, crazy price, well, a year or two ago you were able to get that. Now your home's probably sitting on the market. I don't care what the condition is. That's just the way things are going right now. Has buyers' behaviors changed? Yeah, buyers' behaviors have changed as well. Best example I can give is I recently sold a home in Port Jeff Station. We put it on the market a few months ago. Had a bunch of showings, only got 2 offers. Well, one offer was $30,000 over the asking price. The second offer was $29,000 under the asking price. So go figure. So buyers are hearing things, they're changing their behaviors based on that, and you can see things are just all over the place. Inventory is still not at normal levels. What do I mean by that? Maybe you've heard this before. Inventory to be considered normal is about a 6-month supply of homes. That means if no homes came on the market, and then how long would it take for all of them to sell? A normal market is considered 6 months. In the pandemic, we were at 1, maybe 1.5 months. That's how crazy it was. Now, maybe it's more like, 2, 3, 4 months, probably 3 months, somewhere in that range. So you can see that's the trend. Will it keep going that way? It's tough to say because, like I said, inventory still isn't at normal levels. But one thing's for sure, the market will not collapse. What is the difference between now and what happened in 2008? 2 huge things. The first is that people who bought homes in the last few years, there were so many offers, we realtors and sellers were able to pick the best offer. So what's the best offers? Not just the price, but ones with 20% down, 30% down, 50% down, sometimes all cash offers. So these people had little, their loan to value as far as a mortgage goes wasn't that great. Whereas in 2006, they were given no money down loans. They were given 106% financing. So when the market changed, those things collapsed, and those people, they were underwater right away. The market's pretty solid right now. It's on solid footing because that was one thing that happened. Second big thing still going on, and this is subject to change. I'm not going to lie, it could change. The unemployment rate is still historically low. 5% they consider really not, total employment. That's about what it is, 3%, somewhere in that range. So because everyone's working, what does that mean? People have money to pay their mortgage. That didn't happen in 2008. People didn't have it, and then they had to sell, and things went down because of that. The risk of people losing their jobs today is pretty low. Could that change in 6 months? It definitely could, but it's not looking like it'll be as bad as then. So you combine those 2 things, I think the real estate market's on pretty solid footing. It's in pretty good shape going forward. So what do I think is going to happen based on my years of experience? Prices are probably going to be flat for the next year or so. If there's any change, it's going to be a very slight increase or a very slight decrease. Still too soon to tell, but it's going to be nothing drastic like it was in 2008. There'll be more sellers if the sellers don't feel the pandemic effects anymore, or, there'll be more sellers if they don't feel the pandemic effects, or the economy has job losses, so that we still might be worried about the pandemic, or there might be job losses. Well, that could create more sellers, and that could make the market go down. When will there be less sellers? Well, if they decide they want to stay and they don't want to move at all, or something happens with this virus again, causes people to retreat a little bit, or if there's still low unemployment, those are things going to keep sellers off the market, basically. So basically, I think, we're going to be pretty flat, pretty even the next year or so. Again, could change if the economy changes. One small little thing here, I don't know if it's small or not. I think there are boomerang sellers, and what I mean by a boomerang buyer, that's someone who moved because of the pandemic to get away from a congested area, and now they decided they don't like the lifestyle and they want to move back to where they were before. So that's a little something that might have a little increase in selling. Will it be huge? I don't think so, but it is something of note. I've seen a little bit of it already in my area on Long Island. I'm in Central Suffolk County. You're going to see people, who moved out here from New York City and now decided they don't like it, and then they decide to move back. We've already seen a little bit of that. That could increase a little bit. So, overall, 2023, I think it'll be slower, but still a strong real estate market, just not as strong as we're used to. We're not going 75 anymore on the highway. We're going about, 55, 60, which is getting back down more to normal. So, hope you enjoyed this. And on my next video, we're going to explore the topic, should you sell now in today's market? So, look for that coming very soon. All right.